So I'm back. So today, we're going back to our old roots. We're back to the makeup bag. We're doing fucking makeup today. Well, we read Reddit stories per fucking usual, and we're doing step-parent horror stories, because I feel like everyone has a parent or has had a step-parent who's been a little shitty. Can't relate. I like my stepdad. But the other ones in the past...
Ooh. No, thank you. Ooh.
I just want to thank you guys for all the support that's been on my last few videos and all my videos in general. I thought no one was going to give a fuck about me. I love you guys, and I think I'm going to be posting every Thursday. Ooh, how does that sound? Every Thursday. Today I was thinking about doing a blue eye look, just to match this. And for all the new people that are joining, I am not a beauty guru. I don't know how to do makeup extremely well, but I feel like I'm getting better at it. So before we start, say hi to Stephanie. Sorry she wasn't in the last video. She was actually grounded. She was being a bad girl. She was saying things that she didn't mean. So she was actually in a drawer thinking about what she said, but she does say that she's sorry, and she's sad that she missed the last video. Do you know what time it is? Me, so they sponsor me. She's fucking foaming at the mouth for me. I'm not an alcoholic. She whispers in my ear and she says, "You need to film a video, fat ass." Sorry, I had to reposition the camera because I felt like I was looking ugly and big. Let's take our shot. Also, I feel like I look like a movie star that inappropriately touches people on set with this unbuttoned like this. But at the same time, if I button it up too much, I feel like it makes my neck look like it's non-existent. Neck and head. And I look like a Jason Voorhees. Why does it look like that? Okay, relatable. Okay, not relatable. Okay, let's get to the story already, fuck. Step kids of Reddit, what's your evil step-parent story? This may be mean is their username, so I'm guessing they're kind of a bully on Reddit, because why would your name be that unless you're literally talking shit 24/7? Stepmom number 1. Okay, so they have multiple, okay. My dad married Crazy Lady when I was in high school. I had only met her once before. The day of their wedding, she demanded that he stop paying child support to my mom. He had to give her a copy of the court documents showing that it was a court order. Okay, that's actually kind of relatable, because my stepmom told my dad the same fucking thing. Ooh, okay. Then, even though she had no driver's license, she demanded that she have a car. Guess who was driving my dad's second car? Me. So then I had no car. Okay. If I had my own car given to me by my dad or mom or whoever the fuck, and then they start dating someone new, and then she was all of a sudden, "I want a car," and my dad's like, "Okay, get the fuck out, fat ass, this is hers now," I would crash out. I went to see my dad with a friend who happened to be overweight. She put her hand on the girl's stomach and said, "Oh, so fat." I'm just picturing, instead of a normal person that was a normal rude person be like, "Oh, you're getting big," or "Oh, she's a big girl." Putting your hand over someone's stomach and saying,
"Oh, so fat."
That, am I already feeling the shot or something? Soon after that, she would give my dad hell about seeing me at all. She would threaten to accuse him of abuse and stuff. She got pregnant, and around 3 months after my brother was born, my dad filed for divorce. She went to the hospital that night for an x-ray saying that my dad broke her leg. Girl, he fucking should have, to be honest. That bitch drove herself to the hospital, walked inside, and said that her husband broke her leg. Turned out that she did have a broken leg when she was 12. Okay, me fibbing a story to make it sound more interesting. Anyway, the divorce cost my dad over $100,000, and guess whose college fund that came out of? Okay. If your divorce costs you $100,000, like, dude, divorces only cost that much money if you're, like, already rich. I'll take a shitty step-parent if I'm rich. I could seriously go on forever with stories. Stepmom number 2 is only 32. I'm 27. So, yeah. Okay, that's really fucking weird. I feel like I should get to my next part of the fucking routine before, like, I'm done with all the stories and I literally just have foundation on. I used to have a huge front yard when I was young. And a lot of the kids around the neighborhood would come over and we would all play football and baseball and just have a ridiculously good time. Okay, it sounds like the Sandlot, but okay. Well, sometimes we would convince one of my friend's older cousins to come over and play quarterback or pitcher for us. Anyway, my mom had an affair with the guy and filed for divorce. We moved almost 50 miles away and never saw most of my friends ever again. My dad moved too. Guess who moved in with us to our new town? Yep, my new stepdad. Stepdad was young, and apparently my mom hit an early midlife crisis because they started partying and doing drugs. Okay. My stepdad did a ton of stupid shit, so I'm just gonna list all of it without going into full story. Okay, bro. He smashed my PlayStation with a bat because the game was loud. Okay. Not gonna lie, I've heard so many stories of people smashing PlayStations. Why is it always a PlayStation, and why the fuck is it the first thing like someone's gonna want to smash? My grandpa got me that PlayStation 3 3 months before he died. Okay. And she was living with her grandpa at the time while her stepdad and mom were like doing drugs and being abusive. What a piece of shit. Also, what I never understood, and sometimes my step-parents, both stepdad and I've had so many like random father figure, not so many, but like numerous father figures and like numerous mother figures in my life. And sometimes they just fucking overstep. But me acting like smashing a PlayStation that your dead grandpa gave you was just like, oh, you overstepped. No, you're just fucking crazy. He pulled a gun out on my aunt. Got into a fight with one of my uncles at a family reunion. He started it and then had to be rescued because my uncle is 6'6", about 250 pounds, ex-military. When my friends would call, he would answer the phone and say, "What the fuck do you want?" And stuff like that. Just stuff like that. I just feel like so fucking skinny and final girl with like a flimsy little fucking dainty little freaking flannel on. Like, pick me up. Throw me around. I'm like 400 pounds. And he made a few girls cry. Sometimes their parents would call back and he would yell at them too. It got worse when I started having boyfriends. Okay. So this is like, how long was your mom with him for? Left a crack pipe in the vehicle with my sister when she was a toddler. Okay. So like for some reason, I thought like when she said like doing like drugs, I was thinking like, oh, like maybe just a little bit of weed, maybe a few little pills here and there. At most, Coke, a cola. But you mean like real crazy, kind of like my teeth are falling out, like there's bugs in my skin kind of drugs. Anyway, my mom stayed with this guy for nearly 20 years. The first half was bad, but he mostly straightened up. He ended up cheating on my mom and left. Haven't heard from him since.
What the fuck is that?
That is so ugly. I feel like I'm already feeling the shot and I've only had one. Is that crazy? Betty shot a clock! Okay, I found the next story. This is from Fishing Nomad. Okay. They're definitely Republican, but hey, that's okay. Finally, a thread that's in my neck of the woods. Like I said. So, to preface this, my dad and stepmother have been married for 5 years prior to this and have been having issues in their marriage. Okay, let me reroute it. Okay, let me reread that again, not sounding drunk as fuck. To preface this, my dad and stepmother have been married for 5 years prior to this. Okay, this person's drunk. And had been having issues in their marriage at the time. When I was around the age of 11, my stepmother took me to get some ice cream while my dad was working. Right after, she brought me my cone, we sat inside, and she said she wanted to talk. Okay, this sounds fucking sweet. She's sweet. Brought him to get ice cream. She looked at me, cold me in my eyes, and said, "Fishing nomad. I think it's best of you to live with your mom full time." So she's using your Reddit name as... Is that like your nickname or... I'm confused. Maybe they just don't want to like say their real name and I'm dumb as fuck or something, but okay, whatever. I think it's best if you live with your mom full time. Okay. No one in your house loves you and you're... Okay. That was not where I thought it was going. No one in our house loves you and your father and I think you are just a bastard child that sucks all of our money away. Getting him ice cream and then like, I need to talk to you for a second. You're a bastard loser and we don't love you. Like okay, let me just shut the fuck up and read. You stink. You can't do anything for yourself. And above all, make your dad always come to your rescue. You are a pathetic waste of life and ruining the love between your father and I. Okay. She kind of fucking gagged the fuck out of him. I was thinking this the other day, like what if someone that like posted this like saw my YouTube video and like was like, oh my god, I had a story kind of like that, let me watch this video, and then it's just like me like siding with their fucking monster. I'm not siding with them, I'm saying it like it is. Like she did kind of gag him, and then as soon as she said that, she walked to her car and left. Okay, like left you there, or like you left together awkwardly? Needless to say, as an 11-year-old, I began to just cry my eyes out. One of the attendants at Cold Stone I was at came up to me and just hugged me as she was working at the register, earshot of where we were sitting, and asked if I needed to call anyone. She literally fucking left him there! Okay, if I was dating someone and they were like my kid's step-parent and I found out that that fucking happened, we're done. Immediately. She fucking gagged him and left him there by himself. After getting picked up by my mom, I began telling her what my mother said to me word for word. Now, my mother is not a confrontational woman by any means, and I would be surprised if today she could hurt a fly, but right when I finished telling her what happened, it was like Mama Buer saw something touch her cub. Purr, what the fuck? Kill her. Oh boy, did we get to my father's house faster than the legal speed limit. And my god, have I never seen so much anger and fury in a small Czech woman. Okay, Czech woman, purr. When she proceeded to beat the living pulp out of my stepmother, she fucked her up too. See, all these like stories like never really end up in like the person telling the story getting like justice so quickly like that. It's always like, and I wanted to hit her. I said to myself walking away. I hit her with my car in my mind while I slept the night away. Like, this is fucking karma immediately. After a trip to the hospital for a fractured eye socket and a broken nose for my stepmother and an assault charge on my mother, time went on. I'll never forget those words my stepmom said to me and how much it hurt, but I'll never forget how much my mom cared for me that day. Okay. Can your mom be my mom? She could be all of our moms at that point. I kind of just feel like that stepmom was fat. Like, I just, like, feel like I'm getting, like, a fat, like, BMI is 45, inner thigh chafing, maybe rotten yellow teeth vibes from that stepmom, because who the fuck talks like that to an 11-year-old? Thumbnail. Batty shot a gong! Okay, this is like a short one, but I read like a little snippet of it, even though it's really short. I just want to read it really quick. This is from Bendy the Brave. My stepmom came into my room at the beginning of the summer with a shirt 3 sizes too small for me and asked me if I could kindly fit into this by the end of the summer. I was also 15. Also, when I came out as lesbian, the first thing she said was, "I'm worried you might develop feelings for my daughter." That is fucking insane. I don't even know what I honestly was such a pussy when I was little. Like, I probably would have just cried. Not like I act so big and bold now. Sometimes, and like, because like I'm older and I can stick up for myself, but like thinking about kids and how I was and how when people would like fat shame me, I've been fat my whole life, so like I know what it's like to be called fat when you were little. I wish I was powerful back then. I'm gonna kindly fit my fucking hole around your mouth and take a big fat fart. How about that? Okay, next fucking story why I put on blush. Pussy pink blush. This is from Maddie Dactyl. I had the classic evil step-parent growing up. My stepdad came into my life at the age of 10 and acted lovely towards me until him and my mom got married. Then he ignored me completely. Literally didn't speak a word to me until my brother was born, and then it got massively worse. Oh God. I adore my little brother, and my stepdad views on me will never change that. But as far as my stepdad was concerned, once my brother was born, my stepdad... Am I having a stroke? My stepdad basically decided that I wasn't worth having in the house. He systematically set out to make my life hell. First, he stopped cooking for me, stating that I, at age 14, should buy and cook all my own food, but I wasn't allowed to get a job until I was 17. Allowed? Bitch, who the fuck is getting a job at 14? I mean, if you are out there getting a job to support your family, I mean, it is possible, but like legally most of the time it isn't, and it's buying your own fucking food and cooking it at 14. I know there's gonna be comments saying that y'all did that, but if you did do that, that's fucking insane. And forcing your kid to do that, to be able to eat and have food at the table, is kind of insane. Especially, I know his fat ass is cooking for himself and that fucking little kid too. Then he started throwing my washing out of the washing machine on the floor while halfway through the cycle. Then screamed at me for daring to use his washing machine. But then told me I was to do all tea washing for the whole family as punishment, and he grabbed every item of clothing out of his wardrobe, my mom's, my brother's, clean and dirty, and made me wash everything under his guard, of course, so I didn't destroy anything of his. Okay, does he have the money for all those fucking Tide Pods he's using, or what? He banned all my friends from my house and told me I couldn't pursue higher studies. I wanted to do advanced classes in high school due to my high marks, but there were additional costs, and according to my stepdad, I wasn't worth the money. One time, he came into my room while I was at school camp and started using my book collection to start the fireplace.
Okay.
By the time I got home 2 weeks later, my entire collection had been burned by him. That's so fucking sad. How are these parents allowing this to fucking happen under their nose? Like, your mom didn't give a fuck? Or you didn't tell her or something? Like, how is that even... Okay, whatever. My brother goes to Catholic school that costs him $8,000 a year because according to my stepdad, my son is not going to go to public school. He'll turn out like you. I'll literally shoot you with a gun. He made me put my 2 indoor cats, who had been raised entirely indoors, to permanent outdoor cats because he faked an allergy to cats. He's not allergic, my mum told me. Okay, British off or what? Both my cats ended up dying as a direct result, one by car hit and one by a snake bite. First of all, it would never fucking slide for you to make my cats outdoor cats. And it wouldn't slide with my mom either because my mom loves cats, but not everyone's like that. And if they died because you forced them to live outside, oh. We used to argue to the point of throwing things at each other's head and screaming the house down. Purr, burn the house down, clean purr. At least 2 times every week without fail. The worst was my mom. She never believed me when I told her how bad he was. She was always at work or somewhere when my stepdad did the things he did. And even though she saw us argue, my stepdad convinced her that I had started it and I was an unreasonable child. He managed to kick me out of home when I was 18. He kept everything I owned and sold it all. Okay, maybe he could buy a toupee because I know this man's balding. I'm 24 now. My mom and him are finally getting divorced and he's shown my mum his true colors. The problem is, now he is using my brother against me, Mom. It's a nasty, nasty fight they're going through right now. He is an evil, evil man with serious mental illnesses. Sorry for the long post, but there's a lot more I could have said. Sorry, I don't know why I did that. I just feel like after I heard Mom again, like I had to whip that out. Kill him. My stepdad, I hated him at first. I did. I used to want my mom to break up with him every single day. And now he's probably like the closest thing that I have to like, I guess, a healthy, close relationship with a father figure. Sometimes things take time. And I had to grow up. My stepdad doesn't have kids. So he also had to get used to like what it's like to have kids. I think if I lived with him 24/7 still, I probably wouldn't like him. But now that like I can visit and just like enjoy him as a person, it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Now, the girls that my dads choose, oh. I literally almost just passed out just now. Okay, we need to do eyeliner real quick. This looks so fucking pretty. You can't even lie and say that this doesn't look fucking amazing. Michaela Nagiro, James Charles, fucking Jeffrey. They're like all fucking canceled. Well, move out of the fucking way. Here the fuck I am. Bye! Bye! Sorry, that's my fiance meeting call. Look at how pretty my makeup looks, right? I'm not done yet, but...
I like the blue. You never do blue.
I know. This is from Ms. Alina Linda. My evil stepmom came into my life when I was adult, but still managed to do damage. Dad was 52. He married his second wife 2 years later. 2 years, I feel like, is kind of like... I'm not going to sound like... I'm not trying to like judge anyone for how fast they move on or like try to fill a void or whatever. But like... 2 years later, after like the love of your life died and you're already getting with someone, I mean, it's kind of shady for me to say that, but like I literally would be rotting in my bed for fucking 17 years if my fiance died. I love him. He married his second wife 2 years later. I refuse to refer to her as my stepmother. She's divorced with 2 children a few years younger than me and my sisters. They've been married for 20 years, and she has slowly but surely been extracting my dad from me and my sisters. They live within driving distance of me, but luckily if we see them once a year. She has done the following. Oh, this list is fucking long as fucking cock. When my son was 4, she didn't set a place for him at Thanksgiving. She said, I figured he could eat before or after. Okay, what if your fat ass fucking ate after? We don't want you picking off our plates, big ass. Biggie. Porker. She read him the riot act every time we entered their home on not touching anything for years. Wait, what? She read him the riot act every time we entered their home on not touching anything for years. What is the riot act?
Here's some info about Riot Act.
Sometimes called the Riot Act, it was an act of Parliament of Great Britain which authorized local authorities to declare any group of 12 or more people to be unlawfully assembled in order for them to disperse or face punitive action.
I'm too drunk to know what the fuck that means. We're just... whatever. Where'd the story go? Oh my god, I found the fucking story. This took me like 6 minutes. That was really specific. Like 40 minutes, me rounding up. 40 minutes to fucking find this story. I used Siri and it like completely got rid of the fucking thing, and there's so many comments under this. So you better like, subscribe, and fucking Venmo me $3,000. Quick. Give me a Cartier love bangle. How about that? That's actually my dream, so if you feel so inclined. She read him the riot act every time we entered their home on not touching anything for years. When my nieces were little, they were terrified of dogs, but she wouldn't put her huge dogs outside or in another room when they came to visit, so the girls spent the entire visit on the laps of adults. Never once offered to babysit under any circumstances. My in-laws live in another country, sisters in another state, so yeah, I could have used that help. Especially since when I was growing up, I regularly stayed with my dad's parents, and then once her grandkids came along, they watched them once a week, plus weekends, so that those tired parents can get a break. The photos that she has in frames is only their dog and her grandchildren. I stopped giving her annual school photos of my kids when I found out she was throwing them away. Is that just like a lighthearted thing? I don't even throw away like family pictures of people like I barely know. I put them up on the refrigerator because I'm like, well, that's my family. You know what I mean? Like, okay. I would beat her fucking ass. They've taken her family to Hawaii and Disneyland more than once. Me, nothing. She no longer allows my dad to drive, so she decides where they go. Dad's hearing has deteriorated and won't wear a hearing aid, so no phone calls. Email, he claims he's a terrible typist, so he dictates to her. Have you guys seen the movie Dead Silence? That's what this is giving. Look it up. In their huge 7-bedroom, 4-bath house. Okay, that's not even rich. That's like comfortable. She allows my dad one room to call his office and has cataloged all his books. He can't acquire a new one unless he gets rid of one. Okay, so is your dad like her slave or... The most recent and worst one, a few years ago, they moved to be closer to her sons, of course. It's now a 2-hour drive for me, a drive they do regularly, okay, this word of fucking again, here to haunt me, to see their dentist, my uncle and their various rental properties, but not me. However, on the day of my daughter's graduation, they gave up en route because the traffic is just too bad. We're not talking a 5-mile backup due to some accident. It was a little slow on a weekday afternoon due to road maintenance for a few miles. They still had 90 minutes to cover 60 highway... I'm drunk. They still had 90 minutes to cover 60 highway miles to attend a 2-hour ceremony and have cake with us afterwards. But no, they decided to turn around and drive back an hour home. Okay. I literally want to kill this woman. Everyone has experienced, to my knowledge, that I've known, someone in your family having like a partner or a relationship where they like hinder you from like spending time with your family or like having fun, and you can like look over at them and you can tell they're just like sucking their life out of them. My worst fear, I think, is me being that to my fiance while we are like over at like his family's house. Like they see me and they're like, oh, he's draining him. We can't do anything around him because of his new fiance. The only thing I feel okay about, the inheritance. The one thing my dad did right. He and my mom locked up their joint assets and they can only go to me and my sisters and our kids. Get that fucking bag, okay. But alas, this lesson learned, evil step-parents can come along at any stage and fuck with families in ways I could never have anticipated. That was such a great way to like end the stories. Okay, this is the end of the video. I think I fucking ate. I love you guys. I feel like I was a little different this video. I don't know why. I feel like I was less funny. Or maybe I'm just fat. But yeah, subscribe. It takes a lot to film these videos. And I just want to make you guys happy. I'm going to be posting regularly. I am so tired of that fucking word. Every Thursday. So, I love you guys. And... yeah. I almost just shit my pants. I tried to fart. I love you.